Hello there, and welcome to the Star Wars Archivist. The first episode of The Bad Batch has finally come out, and I've been really enjoying it so far, not only for the animation quality, but also thanks to the amount of content that was provided in it. It was just amazing. I mean, it was literally more than an hour, but it felt like the length of a movie. The first scenes really brought me back to Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, with the atmosphere and especially Order 66, which we've got to see more of. But the thing that really got me interested was the character of Omega, a female clone for the first time seen in Star Wars, considered by the Kaminoans as a deviant or a defective clone, like the Clone Force 99, the Bad Batch, for example. She's said to be Nala's medical assistant, the Kaminoans, following her around as she goes and helps injured clones in the facility. But she seems to be more like the curious-minded type of person and has been closely observing and following the Bad Batch since their arrival on Kamino, to the point that she even asked them if she could be a part of their team. But by the time I had reached the end of the episode, I gathered a few hints of her possibly being Force sensitive, and I'm going to share them with you right now. So first, when the remaining of the team tried to get off the planet Kamino with Omega, after getting out of their cell, Wrecker got shot by Crosshair in the middle of their flight. Having to rescue him to get him the ship, Hunter and Heko dragged him up. And this meant that Crosshair could have a clear shot on whomever he wanted. And that's where my theory starts. So basically, to defend and protect her new friends, Omega found a blaster on the floor and shot right at Crosshair's rifle, disarming him for a moment. A few minutes later, when they were all in the Havoc, safe and secured, Hunter actually asked her if she had had any sort of training before to get good at it, and she answered, "No, I had never fired a blaster before, I guess I got lucky." And this is the first hint that really made me believe that she is in fact Force sensitive. Because if you guys remember, Anakin back on Tatooine, when he was only a little boy and he didn't know that it was Force sensitive at the time, he had this luck that Omega has. He was an incredible podracer pilot for his age and especially for a human, and even Qui-Gon went on saying that this needed luck to get good at. So this is kind of the first hint that I found. The second one now is actually the one that almost confirmed my theory. So if you see, guys, right at the end of the episode, I mean just before getting into the scene inside the ship, when Nala Se went back to report what had just happened to the Prime Minister, and she told him the Clone Force 99 had taken Omega with them, he answered, "We must be cautious. Until the Empire's intentions are made clear, say nothing." So, if my theory was to be right, both Nala and the Prime Minister know that Omega is Force sensitive, if my theory is right. And they don't want the Empire to know where she is, because if they did, they would track her down and train her in the dark side of the Force instead of the light side. Or maybe they just don't want her to get killed by the Empire simply because she's the only female clone alive. Maybe that's the theory, but who knows. Then the last hint, but not the least, when Omega proposes to get some help from some of their friends, from some of the Bad Batch's friends, Hunter says that he can only think of one, on the planet J19. And the only friend they have that we know of is Rex, as we saw in the trailer when they were climbing that kind of hill on the sandy planet. And who is Rex with at that period? Ahsoka. At least for a short period of time after Season 7 of the Clone Wars, because we know that she becomes Fulcrum at some point. But if she was to be there, in my theory, even just for one episode, maybe she would feel Omega's potential in the Force and teach her how to use it. Maybe. But we don't know. It's just a theory. So I hope you guys liked it. It was my first video, so the sound was a bit janky. I know I don't have a professional mic or anything of that sort. I'll try to improve it in the next one, but I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and please consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more of that in the future. I'm planning on doing more of that. I'll see you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you.